Hey everyone, welcome back. In this Postman tutorial, I'm going to discuss about organizing your test cases within Postman. And for API testing, what would be the approach to organize your test cases? Now, this is not the only way to organize your test cases. Your organization of test cases within Postman can vary based on what type of project you are working and then what exactly suits the project needs, right? But this is mostly what would be really helpful in order to organize that. That's what we are going to talk about in this particular video. So basically, if you go to the documentation, right, so any API, if we have a look at, say for example, these issues, right, so there are many endpoints, for example, to get an event or create issue, create bulk issue, and then we have get, create issue, metadata, get issue, right? So a lot of endpoints, a lot of APIs are there just for the issues, right? Similarly, there are calls for the groups and user, and this is basically the whole production REST API for the JIRA, right? So JIRA cloud platform. Now, if I have to, or say for example, I'm working for Atlassian, I have to test all of these APIs or a set of APIs as they are being developed. Now, they are developed over the period of years, right? It's not that this whole API is available in 6 months time or thing, right? It's not like that. So incrementally they are developed accordingly, and that's how you will be working within the project. So for example, I have to test the APIs that are being available or developed. So the first way is to basically, or first testing that is being performed is the system testing, right? When we say system testing, it is more of the independently testing the APIs through mock servers and or mocking the responses, etc. So in that particular case, you will test a lot of attributes within the payload that need to go, or the responses. For example, if you say get events, right? If you have to test get events, you will be testing for the success response, for unauthorized, for forbidden. So how can we organize these sort of test cases within Postman? Let's understand that. So I'll go ahead and create a completely new collection, and I'll say rename this collection as, okay, just say API test JIRA cloud. So it's available there. And now within this, I will go ahead and create multiple folders. For example, I have to test something which is get events, right? So I will say, for example, we are testing get events. So I'll create a folder and name it as get event. Okay. So we know that, okay, these any test cases or any request within this get events folder are the test cases for the get events, right? And now within get events, right? Within get events, if I'm testing, there could be many test cases around get events, right? For example, the first one is OK response. Okay. So when you send this get call, it will respond, or if everything is fine in terms of endpoint and everything in or the authorization, it will give you the OK response, right? So the approach that I can do is within get events, I can create another folder. Okay. And I'll say, okay, this or any test cases that is success within this particular folder, I'll rename this as 200 OK, right? So now within this 200 OK, if I add a request for the get event, right? So if, say for example, I say for get event, I just add this particular request within this get call, right? So basically we can simply paste that or just use the existing API that was there. Okay, so for example, RCV Academy live, and I'll just update the endpoint, right? So basically this host will remain same. That's my endpoint. And say for example, I am doing this get call for the events. Okay, so I'll go ahead and save it. And if I go to the sidebar here, okay, so this new request, I'll rename it to get events. Okay, and because it's there within 200 OK folder, so we know that all of the or any of the test cases or any of the calls within this 200 OK folder should be for the success response, right? So for example, I can say this is get events success. Okay, so get event success. And then there could be, you know, another scenario. Say for example, the API has a payload, or within the payload you pass in. So with get events, it won't be that clear, but when I move further with the create issue, it will be more clear. Okay, but just to explain you basically how you are going to organize. So based on the response codes, right? The next thing is I'll create another folder and I'll rename this to 401. Okay, and you can say unauthorized, right? So this is one of the organizing your test cases based on the response code, right? So within the folders, as per the response code. Now the advantage of this is basically, say for example, I can just execute now within this 200 OK. There are 10 different requests which are success requests, or 20 different requests, 20 different scenarios that you are testing for get events. Then you can go ahead and just run the 200 OK, and then there will be less duplication, right? So in the test, if there is something common, for example, you are checking the 200 OK for all of those 10 different get calls within 200 OK, you can move those to the folder level, right? So at the folder level, I can write the test for validating the 200 OK. Okay, so this is one of the advantage. Now if, say for example, I'll open this, expand it, and let me create another. So this is one of the call. Let me create another folder, and that will be for another call, which is create issue, right? So create issue is another one. Now within create issue, I'll create few more folders. For example, whatever create issue. So for example, if we go to create issue here in the documentation, you will see different response code, right? So 201, 400, 401, 403, right? So these are the different response codes that we need to test for this particular API. So we'll create 4 different folders: 201, 400, 401, 403, and then organize our test cases or the calls within each of these folder as per the success criteria or the responses. For example, anything that is created or the success, we will have those test cases within that particular folder. So let me quickly create these folder. Okay, so I'll say add folder and rename this folder to 200. Okay, create another folder. Then we have 400 and 403. 403 is forbidden. Okay, so now we can go ahead and add the request here. So for example, for create issue, we know that we can have a issue created with bare minimum mandatory fields, right? So I can go ahead and say within here, I can add a create issue call. Okay, so let me copy a create issue from old project here. So I can simply duplicate this, just drag and drop. Okay, so now we know that this is basically create issue, and I can name it, right, like something mandatory attributes. Okay, so we know that I'm creating issue with the only mandatory issue in this particular case. I can then have another test which is basically creating an issue with all the attributes, right? So I can have test name something like all attribute. Okay, then similarly creating a particular issue type. Okay, or say for example, I am saying I want to create a particular issue. Okay, so here I can say, okay, create story, right? All attributes or only mandatory attributes. So similarly, we can have different post calls to create a particular issue type, or we can have, I'll explain about the data driven testing as well, wherein you can just have one post call and you can pick the issue type from the data file, and that will be passed as an attribute. So depending on how many number of test cases that you have in a particular folder which are sending this 201, this is not 200, this is 201, this is create issue. So 201 and 201 is created, right? So this is 201 and not. Okay, so now what will be the advantage here? So basically, say there are 10 different post calls here which will be returning 201 created, right? So then what I'll do is, if I have to test the status code, okay, status code 201 for all of these, I can move those test cases where at the folder level. Okay, at the folder level, I can write those common test cases and the duplication will be avoided, right? This is one of the way that you can organize. Okay, now this is more of a system test level. Now if you are moving your test cases or the scope to end-to-end level, wherein say for example you create a project, then within that project you are trying to create a user, or say for example you are creating a new user, then you are creating a project, then you are creating an issue, getting the new user that you created, getting the project that you created, right, and passing it on into the post call of the create issue, right? So there are multiple API calls that are associated in this particular whole execution. So based on that criteria, what you can do is within this, for example, you have different get event, create issue, these are at the API level. You can create a new collection for end-to-end test cases, or within this collection itself, I will go ahead and create a new folder and I'll name this folder as what? As end-to-end testing, right? So I can say end-to-end API testing. Okay, and in this particular case, I will test the business scenarios. Okay, so business scenario, when we talk about business scenario, for example, creating a new project, or if, say for example, you want to test the whole business flow of the user creation, okay, or the issue creation in a particular project or in the new project, right? So you will have the different those. I'll create a new folder as per the business use case, right? So when we say let me create a folder, I'll name or rename this particular folder as per the business use case. Okay, for example, in this particular case, I want to test, I'll say create story issue type in new project. Okay, say this is one of the test cases, right? So in this particular case, I am interested in creating a story within a new project. So what this particular scenario will ask is, we have to create a project first. Okay, so within this project, I'll add a request to create a project, right? So we'll go to the documentation and we'll see, okay, what is the API or what is the request to create the project, right? So we'll go to the project settings or the section wherein we have the project. So if I simply go to the project, if I say create, yeah, so we have the projects. Okay, and within the project you will see that we have the create project, right? So we'll have this create project call, right? And then this create project will also need couple of other details, right, or other APIs that will be required to trigger so that we can pass on those details in this create project. So create project will then create a project, then we'll use that particular project detail and use it into the create issue. All right, so this is basically, we are basically chaining the API together to achieve the business flow, right? So that is the second way, or when you move further in your API testing scope, say for example, you have multiple APIs ready and you want to test them end to end, then you can organize your test cases accordingly as per the business use case and have those requests within the folder of each business use case, right? So this is just one brief way to organize your test cases within the Postman for the automated API testing and have the less amount of code written or duplicated in each of the requests, right? In the first option here, for any of the multiple, so for example, we are at the API level, then for each of the success code and criteria, any multiple test cases can be organized within a folder, and any common test cases that are relevant to each of these API or the end or the calls below this folder, we can move to the folder level, right? And then organize test accordingly. For end to end, we can organize test according to our business use case, right? Now, as I mentioned initially, this is not the only way. As per your project need and requirement, you might come up with many better approaches. So if you figure out or you are following some different approach in your project, do put in the comments and let others know of the better approaches of organizing the test cases as well. Okay, so that's all for this particular video. I hope it was helpful. In the next video, I'll cover the end-to-end testing and automating those end-to-end test cases for JIRA, and we'll cover many more advanced topics in Postman API test. So that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching.